This peasant would like a word with you. Okay, we'll send him in. Hello, peasant. I heard you wanted an audition with me. You wanted to become a noble person. I think I can do that. I can grant you the highest status that can be attained in this life. Ready? I hereby, King Daniel, declare you an official listener of the podcast Coffee for One. Hi, welcome to Coffee for One, the podcast where we talk about life, pop culture, and the friends that force to talk to me. Grab a cup, let's talk. Okay, hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 5. That's so crazy, the big 5. I know. I want to thank everybody for your support as always. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the comments, the likes, the shares. Thanks for keeping up with, everything on Instagram, TikTok, watching this on YouTube and Spotify. You guys are amazing. I can't thank you enough for, being part of this journey, and I just love being here. I love doing this and love talking to you guys. And yeah, thanks for being a part of this. So cheers to you guys. This is episode 5, and before we start, the reason I was wearing the Brazilian shirt is because let's go Brazil, vamos Brasil, hashtag, and this is gonna be our, if we win the World Cup, it's gonna be our 6th victory. So Exa, yay! So excited for that. Am I a big soccer guy? Usually only during the World Cup. Like, I was a terrible goalie when I was playing soccer when I was a kid in Brazil. That's the only position I could play because I hated running and I couldn't kick to save my life. So goalie was my spot. And I was still scared to catch the ball anyway. So, I'm no Ronaldinho, but it's okay. And then, in case you guys didn't notice, there's this beautiful Zenitsu sword that I got from Pride. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I got that, and I got this beautiful crown and an MF Doom ring. I'll show it to you guys later. But yeah, lots of fun stuff that I got. But take a peep at the Olivia shirt. I knew got a Hot Topic last year or 2 years ago when she came to Salt Lake City for her Guts World Tour. So that was really fun and I had a blast. I love Olivia. She's great. But anyway, without further ado, welcome to episode number 5. Okay, so it's been a couple of busy weeks, question mark. Did a lot of stuff in May, and then June came around, and last time I talked to you guys, I was on my way to the Pride Festival. So that was a blast. If you guys are wondering, like I said, I got a big U-Haul from it. I got some new bracelets, got a ring, got the sword, got the crown. It was wonderful. If you guys can't tell, I had a blast. So it was awesome, and I got to go with my friends and Matthew's friends, so it was fun. And thank you again, Sammy, for being the last episode. It was wonderful. It was so awesome talking to her. I feel like everything just like the conversation just kind of developed itself, and it was so fluid and it was so nice. So, and thank you guys for listening. Go ahead and listen to it again if you want, because that was such a good episode. So much fun. So many good insights about culture and perspective and inclusivity. So go take a peek. And then for this episode, I guess we'll get started. There's a couple of things. So Pride was great. It was really fun. They had really yummy food and a lot of really cool vendors. A bunch of the stuff that I bought, is it Pride related? But it's part of my personality. You might not know this, but I'm a big dweeb, so I love anime. I also love music, so I got the MF Doom ring, and the crown was just an incentive. Carla, thank you, Carla, for suggesting I get this. It was fun. Speaking of which, Carla's not here. I'm recording this at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night on Saturday before Father's Day. But Carla is currently maybe I think on her way back from Colorado. She went to see Louis live at the Red Rocks again. I know she had to redeem herself because last time she was there, there was like that big hailstorm and super dangerous. People got injured. But this time looks like she had a better time and she was super close to him. There's like a video I saw on her Instagram story and she was like super close to him and he was singing like in this other part of the stage it looked like, but we'll talk about that next time because she'll be back. But yes, I'm excited for her. It looks like she had a blast. And yeah, the Red Rocks is such a beautiful stadium from what I could see. Like it's such a nice stage. You have like the Red Rocks around you. You can see them, and it's just a cool venue in my opinion. I've never been. I want to go one day, but Carlo will talk to us about that next time. And then yeah, I guess without further ado, let's catch up on some things that are going on. Speaking of Father's Day, we're not gonna talk about dads. Well, we can talk about one daddy, Nicholas Gaslantine in He-Man. Like that skirt. Oh my god. Anyway, I haven't seen it yet, but all the pictures I've seen on Twitter and Instagram, I'm like, he looks so buff. Mind you, the first time I saw him was in Red, White, and Royal Blue. Love that movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a fun movie, especially during Pride Month. Definitely a must watch. But yeah, and he got so muscular, and so did Camila Mendes. I'm like, hello, we're just jacking ourselves. Oh, cut that out. But yeah, Camila Mendes as well, because I was like, what the? They're all just getting jacked. Like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, they look great. They look so awesome. And I heard the movie's really funny and it's really fun. And it's just kind of cool to see like people adapting like an older cartoon. A lot of older people grew up watching He-Man or, Thundercats or She-Ra. And I know She-Ra had an animation made a couple years ago. Wonderful. I watched it. 10 out of 10. But yeah, it's just kind of awesome to bring that to the big screen and kind of introduce it to the younger generation too. Which, speaking of younger, also, if you've seen Toy Story 5, let me know how it is. I haven't seen it yet, so it's on my list. Masters of the Universe, Toy Story 5, and then, yeah, I did end up watching Holcomb at home. It was pretty scary. Like the trailer itself had that creature that's gonna haunt me in my nightmares for the rest of my life. Like it was kind of scary, really scary, but it was fine. It was a fun movie. It was definitely a little more psychological than I was planning it to be, or that I thought it would be. Like I planned the whole movie, but I definitely thought it was gonna be a little more like supernatural, more horror in it, and there was. But it was a fun movie, definitely worth a watch. It wasn't too scary, but it was very eerie, very like creepy. So yeah, and I think that's all I have movie wise for me. I know that what is it? Not Delivery Day, but the one with Emily Blunt. I heard that movie is also really good. Um, so yeah, that was it for movies as far as I can think of and as far as I know. I do know that music wise though, we had a pretty packed schedule. I'm wearing the shirt in honor of Olivia, her new album. You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl Song Love finally came out, and it's wonderful. I would say mm, there's not a single skippable track. It's a no skipper for sure. Like the album beginning to end was just such a masterpiece. And mind you, for this being Olivia's third album, third full studio album, um, it just like showed so much elegance, so much creativity, so much of her personality. I feel like she's had a sound, but she's finding more of herself and what she likes and feels comfortable in. That album, it was just like such a perfect third album for her. I feel like it was very Olivia, but it was very more matured, very more well executed. It was a masterpiece. Honestly, I've been listening to it on repeat every day before I go to work. It's so good. Obviously, if you guys want my top three tracks right now, are for sure Stupid Song, You Plus Me Equals Heart. That one's a good one too. Um, and I want to say either Maggots for Brain or um, The Cure. I really like that song. I know it was like one of the singles that came out, and at first I didn't like vibe with it, but it just grew on me so much more, especially in the context of the album too. But it's such a good track. I also really like Less, such a beautiful ballad, and I feel like there's one thing Olivia Rodrigo does know how to do is her ballads. She dwells in them, and she just takes you through the storytelling in her ballads and all of her songs really, but in her ballads where you kind of like go through this journey with her and you can feel her emotion through the lyrics, through her voice, the melody, and the strings. The composition of these songs are amazing. This album like blew my socks off. It was so good. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm highly impressed. So Olivia, thank you, and continue to do this. Hopefully there's a deluxe coming out, but and go watch the music video too. The music video for Stupid Song was actually really fun, so I really like that song. Yeah, on top of that, so Olivia Rodrigo came out with a new album. If you don't know, but I did mention this last time, Malcolm Todd also came out with this album. Do that again. Like I said, I'll never not feel cool listening to Malcolm Todd. He's very himself, very cool guy. But Jessie Reyes, I don't know if you know what that is, but she's a singer and she is Hispanic as well. Um, but Jessie Reyes, I've listened to her since like I want to say like 2017. It was before I graduated high school, but she's a really cool artist. I would classify her as like R&B and soul, kind of. Um, but she also raps a lot. So, and she's a really good rapper. But she's very outspoken. She's not scared to say what everyone's thinking. Her songs and her rhymes are very clever. I love her like rhyme game. 10 out of 10. Her verses are just so flowy, and it's like she's weaving them through your face, and it's or in your face, and you're like, what? But yeah, she's a really cool artist, and she mixes a lot of different styles with the R&B, with the rap, and a little bit of the Hispanic, heritage that she has as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say she's either like she has part Dominican or part um Puerto Rican question mark. Don't quote me on that, but I do know that she does have that part in her, and she yeah, whether she's singing in Spanish or in English, she's amazing. And she does have some nice collabs in this album. I think she has a song with Ty Dolla Sign. So much fun. Um, I think she's worth checking out. Once again, she's not scared of or afraid of speaking her mind. She's very bold. She just says it as is and how she's feeling, and she does swear a lot. So if you're uncomfortable with cussing and swearing, maybe this one's not for you. But go listen to her new album. I think is something about revenge. I remember the name has revenge, but yeah. So time for revenge or something like that. But anyway, yeah, Jessie Reyes, definitely worth checking out. She's awesome. I really like her. Um, yeah, and then also Petals is coming out soon. The new Ariana Grande Hate That I Made You Love Me, or Hate That I Made You Love Me. Yeah, that song is also really fun. I really like the synths and the beats of that song was really fun. It was very much Ariana Grande. She also started going on her tour, so I've seen a lot of that on social media. The actresses from Riverdale, Camila Mendes, Um, and the other two, um, they went to the concert together, so that was kind of fun. Um, yeah, I think that's all that I have for now. Oh, I will say no, one more thing. Music wise, this one's definitely worth checking out. I'm not a big country guy, but Carla's got me and all into country, and I like a lot of more country songs than I used to. My ex girlfriend, like forever ago, also tried to get me into country, and I did like it was like a dipping my toes in, but I feel like Carla got me a lot more into country now. And there's this girl I've been listening to the song on repeat, and I don't care if it's cheesy or tacky or if you don't like the song. I love that song, but it's Boston by Stella Lefty. And that song, I didn't think it was very country, but once I went to her page and I checked out her some of her other songs, she's a very country girl. She's a country artist, but she's also has this really cool girl vibe to her, where she's just like chilling and she's super pretty too. She seems like a really nice person. But anyway, the song Boston, you might have heard it on TikTok, but yeah, it's a really good song. I've been listening to it like all day long today. Shamelessly, because I really like it. So yeah, Stella Lefty, definitely worth checking out, especially if you like country. I feel like she's gonna be pretty big. I hope so. I really like her songs. So yeah, and that's it for music and for movies for me. And then TV show wise, let's talk Euphoria. No, let's not talk Euphoria. Sorry, guys. I have 3 episodes left still, I know. So I did get spoiled, obviously, but we'll talk about that next time. But it's mostly about the details because there's a couple things that I heard here and there. The main plot, of course, I knew it. Everybody knew it, but yeah, definitely they get spoiled about that. And it's life, but I want to see how it happens, how it develops, and then we'll talk about it next time. I swore I was gonna watch it this week, but it was such a busy week because as well. So last week I think, yeah, so not this week, but last week, was we ended up going to the Orem Fest parade with my work, and it was really fun. So it was me, Carla, Sammy was there too. A bunch of our other coworkers were there. My husband was also there, so it was really fun. We went to the Orem Fest and we actually walked in it. We were part of the parade at Orem Fest, which was on Saturday, and so a week ago. And it was so much fun. And we walked, I think it was like barely 2 miles. But the preparation for it, getting the shirts and setting up the van and all that, Carla and I did a bunch of that together, and it was really fun. And then we actually got to walk and say hi to all the kids and hand out candy and the pamphlets. It was fun. So yeah, definitely something worth checking out. I've been on different parades before, like the Days of 47 parades and stuff, but I had never participated in the Orange Fest one, and it's just really fun. And then we got to go to watch the fireworks after, and it was a great time. So next time, next year, during around this time, if you want to go check out the Orange Fest, it's great. It's a really fun time. I did start going to by going to the car show with Carla. That was the beginning of the week. I think it was like Monday of last week. So that Monday we went to a car show that they had. Super fun. Got to see a lot of really fun classic cars and um, you know limited edition cars. Really cool motorcycles as well. And so it was a really cool time. I had a blast, and they were handing out free food. They also had food booths, so it was really fun. If you're a car fan or if you love classics, if you love just seeing cool cars, go check it out. Yeah, so that was Monday, and then Tuesday, Carla and my husband and I and some of her family members we ended up going to the pool, the Sierra pool, because they did a half. I think it was like half price off or something. It was 50% off. I think normally it's like $6 and it was only three if you had pre-registered for it. So it was really fun. It was from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. They ended a little too early, but it was packed. There's kids, adults, elderly people. Everybody was there, and it was a nice day. It wasn't too hot, but it was nice. And we got there and they had a DJ and it was just fun. It was a fun time. We got there and there's a DJ and it was kind of crazy because he played this like really hyper song. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Turn Down for a What? Yeah, Turn Down for a What? And then after that, he said, This one's for the kids or whatever, or for the moms. And then he played I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. So it was kind of crazy, but it was a fun time. I had free popsicle, and I know the girls that are part of the pageantry in Orem were also there. So it's just a fun time to, a lot of community time and a lot of community activities related. So it was fun to be out and about. I know technically I don't live in Orem, but I did used to go to school there and I used to live in Orem when I first moved to Utah. So I like it. It was fun. So definitely worth checking out. I know Strawberry Days is also going on right now. The Parade of Homes, for people that don't know, you get the chance to go see these really cool houses all over Utah. Some of them are massive. So yeah, word of caution, you're gonna feel like even if you're not poor, you're gonna feel even more poor than you could ever feel, because you see some mansions and some really big houses and you're like, what? But yeah, they're fun. It's fun. It's fun. I had a friend that was part of it before, so we got to go see some houses. Yeah, so it's just been kind of like a busy last couple of weeks. Went to Pride, went to the Orm Fest, and the preparation for that the whole week, and then this week was just a little crazy, but we survived and we're here. So yeah. Also, some big news. Are you guys ready? I know Father's Day is tomorrow, but we're gonna talk about a mother, a very special mother. I'm not gonna cry, but if you were on Instagram this week, you probably saw a cute little post by Anne Hathaway. And yes, she's pregnant. Anne Hathaway's pregnant. It was the cutest little announcement too. She like posted this video. I'll probably put the video in here, but it was like she posted this video with the song Baby I'm Yours. And she had her hands covering her belly and she had this cute little two-piece, and then it was like, Baby I'm yours. And then she took it out and then she revealed her baby bump. So crazy. Like, everybody that I know is pregnant right now. One of the people at my work is pregnant. Both of my sister-in-laws are pregnant. Like, Anne Hathaway's pregnant. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's just a fun time. Lots of babies coming around, I guess. So yeah. But congratulations to Anne Hathaway. Annie Hathaway. She's amazing. I love her.
Baby, I'm yours, and I'll be yours.
Okay, now this one's for my fellow dweebs. If you like anime and you like Jujutsu Kaisen, you might have seen, if you haven't, run and go watch it right now. But the preview, or like the little like teaser trailer for part 2 of the Culling game, so that'd be like season 4 of Jujutsu Kaisen, is released. So, and it looks like it's gonna be intense because lots of fighting going on. They're still trying to rescue Gojo from the, seal. So it's gonna be good. The animation looks amazing. It's so soon. It feels like we just barely ended season 3, but hey, what do I know? But yeah, it'll be really fun. It'll be really cool. Love Jujutsu Kaisen. Also, I just finished watching with my husband this cute little anime called Gambare Nakamura-kun, or go for it Nakamura in English. And it's this cute little anime about this high schooler who's shy and gay, so perfect for Pride Month. And he has a crush on his schoolmate called Hirose, but he's like really shy, and he says that every single episode is like, I'm gay and I'm shy. Which, hey, a lot of us are. But he has a crush on Hirose, but they are not even friends. Like, they haven't never really talked. And so basically the whole plot of the anime is Nakamura finding the strength in him to become friends with Hirose. Sorry. yeah, so the whole plot of the anime is like Nakamura trying to find the strength to talk to Hirose and become his friend, and because how is he ever going to be his boyfriend if they're not even friends? But it's a really funny anime. He's very clumsy and kind of a klutz and um, super shy. So there's a lot of really funny moments, and it was very refreshing to have like a very like kind of like slice of life vibe, but having that kind of representation and just very slow burn. I'll let you guys know, very slow burn. And as it stands, it sounds like we might have season two. Fingers crossed. But it's there's only 13 episodes in the first season, so go watch it. It's cute. It might make you cry. Just saying, but it's really fun. So yeah, that one's definitely worth checking out. And yeah, I think that's all I have media wise. I promise I'm gonna go watch Euphoria. I'm so sorry. I promise. But don't come for me in the comments yet. But I'm excited to see how everything wraps up. And yeah, so with that being said, today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know, just like kind of related to what we talked about last time and kind of the theme of like Pride Month and just, I guess, life advice in general. Not, that I'm any expert, but I want to talk about like finding your true self and finding who you are and having the courage to become that. Yeah, so let's get into that, okay? Yeah, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Listen, this is not something super crazy or anything, or it's not something that like, oh, look at Daniel, like he peaked in high school. Nothing like that, but it's just a fun little thing. But look at this. Yep, I know, that's me. Doesn't look like it, but that's me. That's me. Oh, also, that just cracks me up. But yeah, that's me. That's me in high school. When I won Best Fashion my senior year, which is crazy because I only went to that school for 2 years, and like I wasn't student body president or anything. But yes, Mountain View High School, 2018. Hopefully that doesn't age me, but yeah, um, I was so happy. I remember being so happy that I got chosen between all the different candidates, and I think a lot of the other guys were like really cool guys that had really cool sense of style, and they're all straight, I think. But yeah, no, it was just like such a fun experience to have, and I didn't think people were gonna vote for me, like especially the way I looked. I didn't have this hair, or you know, I mean, I had my smile, but that was about it. And I was barely starting to experiment with my style because the whole time growing up in Brazil, I went to a school where I had to wear uniforms. And I don't know, definitely not my biggest accomplishment in life. I've done better things since then for sure, but I just remember at that time that was like the pinnacle of like, oh my gosh, I made it. Like, I think I finally, you know, did something right with my style and fashion wise, and being closer to who I want to be. And who I am today, definitely a completely different person than who I was back in high school. And to be honest, like if I could talk to my younger self, I think he would be really proud and really excited to see how he turned out. And I hope you do too. I hope you know that regardless of where you're at in life right now and what you're doing, younger you would be so proud and so impressed by yourself right now. And maybe try to look at yourself through the eyes of that younger self and give yourself so much grace and so much more space than you think you deserve. Because life is tough and there's a lot going on that people don't see. And yeah, it can be really hard, but give yourself grace, give yourself time, space, um, and the right conditions for you to heal, you know? But not to get too deep. But yeah, I am proud of this. And I think this guy in this picture would be proud of who I am today. I feel like I have really cool rings. I get my nails painted from time to time. Shout out to Susie, my nail tech. She's the best. Go check her out at Sets by Susie on Instagram. Um, but yeah, like in this photo, I'm wearing this really cool leather jacket, or not leather jacket, sorry, it's a denim jacket that I thrifted. I can't remember where, but I love that jacket. The sweater was definitely thrifted from DI, Desert Industries, and then the shirt was like a H&M shirt. But anyway, my style back then, I'll put a couple pictures, but it was nothing too crazy or too bold, but I was not scared of experimenting, I feel like. Especially my junior year, I decided I wanted to try as many different outfits or clothes as I wanted to. And I have a folder that I created back then that I still have it. That the goal was to wear 365 different outfits. So I could wear a single outfit every day and not have to repeat it. But that's a very hard task to do. Costs a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of space in my closet that I don't have. So, but anyway, yeah, it was just, I remember being ecstatic about it. And when they announced it on the comm, I was like, no way, like people actually chose me. And then I had to take a picture. And I remember staying like up like 2 hours past my bedtime trying to decide what outfit I wanted to wear. But yeah, it was just, how do you do that? How do you get there? I'm not saying, oh, you know, Daniel, how do you become best fashion senior of high school? Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But just like, how do you, express yourself without any fear? How do you become the version of yourself that younger you would be proud of? How do you do that? I don't know. That's why we're here to talk about it and kind of go through it. But like I said, junior year, I tried a lot of different outfits, which means there's some good ones and there's a lot of bad ones. Because my dad used to say this, and I think it's a wonderful, thing to remember. Sometimes for you to know what you like, you need to know what you don't like. When you're hungry and you're thinking, oh, what should I eat? And then you're like, oh, McDonald's doesn't sound good. Subway doesn't sound good. And you're like, okay, well, so clearly I don't want sandwiches. Do I want like a whole plate of food? Do I want to go to like, I don't know, Costa Vida or something? Like sometimes the process of elimination comes from knowing what you don't like. That helps you figure out what you do like. For example, I know I don't like jean shorts. I have one pair and I don't wear it that often, but it's really cool because it has like a star design and star chains. But anyway, I used to hate jean shorts. Not for me, don't think they look flattering on me, don't like them at all. Love jean jackets, love denim pants, anything denim, 10 out of 10. But I also used to hate wearing blue denim on blue denim until I figure out, hey, if you play with the shades. But anyway, maybe fashion's not your thing. Maybe you want to be more confident in speaking another language. You want to be more confident in having a good career or getting a relationship. I don't know what kind of goal you have, but whatever that goal is, just know that to become the best part of you and the best version of you, you're gonna need to know what you like and what you don't like. That way you can get more familiar with yourself and understand better parts of yourself. Why do I like this specifically? Why do I prefer this other thing? Why do I prefer, I don't know, like in my case, denim jackets over denim shorts? I don't know, something stupid. But there's gonna be a lot of try and error, trying to figure out who you are, trying to figure out, who you want to be. I never thought I would be a podcaster. you know I know I love talking. I know I love talking to people, and public speaking I was never really scared of. So, but I never thought I would be a podcaster. So yeah, it's sometimes it's the unexpected, but you don't know until you go out and try different things and figure out what you like and you don't like. Other aspect of it is, I think people say this all the time, but like you really have to fake it till you make it sometimes. There's days where I wore an outfit and I knew it was a bad day or like a bad outfit day, where I wore something and I thought it looked good. And the moment I get to school and I look in the bathroom mirror, I'm like, why did I leave the house like this? But instead of letting it beat myself down, I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to pretend this is a really cool outfit and roll with it. And I just have to survive until the bell rings at the end of the day. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta have to fake it, do make it, fake the confidence, fake the, I don't know, the drive, fake the motivation. I think emotions are very important, and I saw something talking about emotions, but emotions are fleeting as well. They pass, and having the drive and the motivation is an emotion, but it's a lot more helpful, I feel like, to build habits. Build a habit of exposing yourself to embarrassing situations or situations you don't feel comfortable in, and getting out of your comfort zone, and build a habit of faking it till you make it. You know, you won't know how good you are at doing this thing, or you won't know how good you are at, getting knocked down and getting back up until it happens. A lot of people are scared of falling until they actually fall. Like that happened to me all the time, especially with classic skating. I remember I used to go to the classic skate with my friends, and I'd be so scared of falling until I tumble for the first time and I fall. And I was like, wait, that wasn't so bad. And that gave me the confidence to get back up and try to skate better. And normally I would. And after an hour and a half, I'd be a lot better than I was at the beginning. So yeah, don't be scared of embarrassing yourself. Don't be scared of, trying things out. But like I was saying, don't be scared of faking it until you make it. Sometimes that's how you get there. And then you're confident in your language learning skills and your flirting skills and your job skills and your fashion skills or whatever it is. And also find something that feels like you. Like when I was trying to find my style and stuff, like there's things that I wanted to try and there's things I still want to try even now. I know today's not a very good example of, how fashionable I am. I'm just going cozy, but like find something that feels like it's you. Cause I know, for example, I went through a little goth phase when I was like 12, 13. Um, but yeah, and I had a bunch of black shirts with different kind of skulls or like skeletons in it and stuff. It was fun. And I had like a glove, a fingerless glove, and I had like a clip-on tie that made me feel like Avril Lavigne. But yeah, it's just like there's things that sometimes feel like you and sometimes they don't, but try to go for things that feel like are natural to you. Or, and like I said, you won't know until you try. But for example, I know street style is something I find it really cool. Street style to me, I find it like opium and stuff like so cool. Really, really cool. But I don't think I can pull off street style as much. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's not me. And as much as I can borrow elements from that, I feel like I can never go full like street style kind of deal. Same thing with like Westerner, like I think I could wear a cute cowboy boot, but I don't think I was made to wear like Westerner cowboy attire, Maybe I might look good in it, I don't know. But I just doesn't feel very me. So find something that feels very you. Whether it's like choosing when you're gonna start doing this habit or when you're gonna, start performing this hobby or whatever skill you want to develop, find a time that feels good for you. Find a way that feels natural for you. And obviously, do, the subject of it that feels natural to you. With fashion or makeup or whatever, like, find something that you like even if it's not the wrong, even if it's not the right tone or the right shade or whatever, like don't be afraid to experiment with colors. Just try to find, like I said, something that feels you, and you won't know, like I said earlier, what you like or you don't like until you find out what you don't like. So you find out what you like by knowing what you don't like, and then um, don't be afraid to experiment with it and try different things. Um, but yeah, just kind of fake it till you make it, and do what feels comfortable for you. Do something that feels natural for you. Figured out that I like wearing rings, and I like wearing bracelets, and I like wearing like jewelry, and then finding the ones that I knew I liked. I wasn't a big fan. I really like chunky jewelry, but I wasn't sure what kind of chunky jewelry I liked. And I realized I like a lot of silver. And one hand, I have more chunky jewelry. The one I have more like thin, dainty ones. But I've realized I like statement pieces like my eye or the clock or the spoon ring that I got. So, I realized that's something that felt like me. I didn't really like a lot of the chunky jewelry with like the big stones or like that go up to here, not necessarily clunky or chunky in length. I don't like that as much as just like fun, cool stamp pieces. Same thing with like for example, the pants that I got. Um, I got them at this cute little shop in New Jersey that I'm wearing right now. And it's not something I would normally go for, but it says East Coast. It's kind of cute, but it's not something I really go for. I don't feel like I'm considering myself like a coastal, like like aesthetic person per se. But I thought it was cute, and it wasn't necessarily something that was like in my comfort zone. But I thought it was cute, and I tried it, and I liked it, and here we are. I'm wearing it now, and I like how lengthy it is. But yeah, like like I said, let's recap. So don't be scared to try new things and be embarrassed and be embarrassed in situations. Don't be scared to, you know, play around and find something that, feels like you. Don't be scared of faking it until you make it. And, just building the habit over just letting the emotion take control of it. And then I would say the fourth thing for me is don't be scared of change, because sometimes your style changes, your preference changes, your likes changes. I used to not like certain foods and now I love them. I used to not like certain pieces of clothing and then I tried them out and now I love them. Like, so don't be scared of changes either, because you might start doing this skill or developing this skill and then you're scared that you're going to drop it, or you're scared that something's going to happen and you won't be able to do it anymore. Obviously, if you love it, something, you're going to stick with it. I've been playing the piano since I was 9, so over 10 years, in 2029 it'll be 20. So yeah, like if it's something that you love, you find a way to keep up with it, and you find a way to stay with it, and it'll keep fascinating you, and it'll keep leaving this indelible impression on you that you can't just toss it aside. But some things you might not stick with it for very long. I used to skate, like street skate and longboard, when I was a kid. Definitely don't do that anymore. I did gymnastics, I did volleyball, I did judo. Definitely don't, do a lot of those things nowadays. But tennis, I played tennis and fell in love with it. And it was in high school when I started it. And I don't know, still find its way to charm me and enchant me. And so, if it's something that you like, I feel like you'll stick with it for a while. But there's some things that you like that are not necessarily meant for the long haul or for the long term, and you're gonna end up changing your preferences and changing your aesthetic, your style, your preferred skill. Because, like I said, this is not all about fashion, but whatever it is that you're trying to become more confident in, or you think it would make your younger self more proud, whatever you do, don't be scared of letting it change. You might not change, in taste or how you like it, or change the skill or the subject in itself, but sometimes it's how you change in the way that you do it, you know? Um, like, I don't know, maybe if you're a big person that loves buying clothes online, maybe it changes where you actually prefer going in store and you have a blast now and you like being able to support local businesses. I don't know. Like, doesn't mean you stopped loving fashion, doesn't mean you stopped loving buying things online, but it just changed how you accomplish that goal. So sometimes it's not about changing the subject itself or the goal itself, but just how you approach it, how you do it. I think for me, a lot of the things that have changed is I used to have I liked the style that I had in high school, but it was very safe. There's definitely a lot of experimenting going on, but it was very conformative, very safe to what I thought. Like, the kids at school wouldn't make fun of. My parents would be, fine with it. And now I think I'm less scared to experiment with different colors, different pieces, different styles. And now I feel like the way I shop or I look for clothes now is I look for things that, like I said before, feel like me. It's something that I would be willing to try, but not as safe, not going as much for the safe options that I know are gonna stick. Or if I do go for something that feels a little safer, how am I gonna style it and make it more me, more unique later? So yeah, you change, your taste changes. Sometimes it's the way how you do things that changes. And change is a good thing. Change is not necessarily a bad thing. In life, there's a lot of good changes that happen, and if they didn't, we'd all be stuck in the same place and never developing. So embrace change and love change and let it guide you through, you know, this perilous unknown path. It'll grab your hand and be like, hey, follow me, but there's gonna be a lot of zigzags. So, Anyway, so here's my fourth thing. So yeah, don't be afraid to try things out and embarrass yourself and try new things. Like, that's gonna happen. Um, just embrace it and let it help you become who you want to be. Don't be scared of um, faking it until you make it. Like, build that confidence and try things out and, branch it out. But sometimes you gotta fake that confidence. You gotta fake that strut. You gotta fake the skill. I don't know. But don't be scared of, having a little confidence and let that fake confidence guide you. Don't be scared to find something that feels like you, something that you would like to try out, something that you perhaps know will look good on you, or a skill that that feels like it's something that you would love to do. Just don't be scared of letting that happen. And then last one, like I said, don't be scared of letting it change. Maybe it's the way you do it, maybe it's the whole subject or the whole skill that changes. But don't be scared of changes. That is gonna guide you to finding who you want to be and becoming the person that you want to become. That being said, I know I'm very swagger. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Becoming who you are, it's a lifelong process, and becoming who you think is the best version of you, it's everyday work, and it's in the decisions you make now, the decisions you made a couple years ago impacting you at this moment, and the decisions you're making right now will impact your future. Some a little more immediate than others, but yeah, like it's not gonna be an overnight thing. I don't think I'm still finding my style every year, and every time I go shopping, there's something different I want to try and see if it's for me. And yeah, it's just people change and things change, so don't be scared of the change. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna take a while. It's a process, and you gotta trust that process, and you gotta trust yourself and trust your instinct. And above all, regarding the theme of this month, um, just be true to yourself. Sometimes that's hard, and the situations in your life are a little bit difficult. Um, just do it when it feels good and when it feels natural, when it feels safe. I love for everybody to be able to express themselves however they want and, on the snap of a finger, be who they're supposed to be. But I can't, I don't live your life, so I don't know what is going on and what not is not. But just do it when it feels right and when it feels good for you, and just know that eventually you're gonna find yourself, and that's the beauty of life. It's fleeting and it's fast, but you also got time. You we only live once, but hopefully for a lot of us there's so many years to come and so many more opportunities and chances and people that we're gonna meet that will allow us to become who we're supposed to be. So yeah, and when in doubt, talk to your friend, talk to your parents, get the opinions of people that love you, that support you. I think, becoming yourself, it's also who you surround yourself with and what kind of friend group you have, and how they embrace you for who you are now. You know, not with the expectation of who you're going to become, but the people that love you and embrace you how you are right now. And that will most likely embrace you and love you when you become the person you want to become, or you develop the skill you want to develop. But sorry, not the crown of the podcast, but yeah. Um, Happy Father's Day, belated Happy Mother's Day, because I just realized I didn't say that a couple of videos ago. Happy Pride Month, happy Juneteenth. I had to work on Juneteenth, so that was not really fun, but it's okay. And yeah, and until next time, when I see you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you want to become a better version of yourself, you better be watching my podcast. Just kidding. But yeah, thanks for all your support. You guys have a good one. Bye.